guys. Call the school board meeting to order of April 15th. Dave, roll call please.
Ron.
Here.
Dick.
Here.
John.
Here.
Here. Dave here. Joe.
Here.
Jim.
Present. Proof of notice.
As stated on the agenda.
Approval of the agenda.
So moved.
Motion by Joe, second by Ron. Any questions on the agenda? Joe?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried 7-0. Citizens' comments?
I would like to make one real quick. Just like to say I appreciate you being up here, Ron, this past year plus. And it takes a lot to run each and every individual that runs and stuff like that because you put yourself out there. But appreciate what you do. Appreciate it. Yeah, appreciate it.
Resolution 1819-191, approval of minutes of the previous meeting. Motion by Nord. Second. Second by Ron. Any questions on the minutes? Nord?
Aye.
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 Aye. Aye. Aye. Aye. Motion carried 7-0. Okay, Dave, any communications?
Yes, we have one letter from the mayor informing us of a conditional use hearing, public notice of City of Mayville. City of Mayville Planning Commission will meet on April 24th, 2019 at 5 p.m. at Mayville City Hall to consider the request of Dittmer Realty, Inc. to develop vacant farmland for construction of self-storage units located at Highway TW and Bird Road in the City of Mayville. Any persons wishing to be heard are invited to attend.
When is the hearing today?
April 24th, 5 p.m.
Yeah, that area though, it's not zoned for residential, right? I mean, it's a business area. So
It is a business area. They will be putting in residential as well. Storage units are typically, there was some debate up at city council on storage units, but then they kind of agreed to allow that, but they're also going to be putting in residential as well.
So, and that's also discussed at this meeting, or is it just?
No, I think it's just going to be this particular portion of that, but they've been looking at doing that for a while.
Okay, Jim, you ready for a treasurer's report?
Yes, sir. Treasurer's report for Monday, April 15th of 2019. Our total expenditures for all funds for March of 2019 were $1,349,086.90. Our investments, state investment pool, as of the end of March, general fund has a balance of $2,892,065.75. There's an interest of $2,331.74. Debt service account balance of 14 cents. Non-refundable debt account has a balance of $1,271.49 or an interest of $2.67. For our total investment in the government investment pool of $2,893,337.38. Our Theresa State Bank account as of March 31 is general account $778,664.52. Interest earned of $2,865.88. Money market general, $11,029.81, or an interest of $21.04. And our money market fund 46 trust has a balance of $1,223.44. Interest earned of $2.33. For a total investment, Trust State Bank, $790,917.17. For a total investment $3,684,255.15.
Okay, you've heard the treasurer's report, resolution 1819192. Need a motion for approval?
So move.
Motion by Dick. Second by Moore. Questions? You have?
Yeah, I got a question. Ryan, looking at the report, so it's just, one's an observation. It says interest rate for September was 2.47%.
Oh, sorry.
So that's just a typo. Okay, but in the meantime, the interest earned for 2.8 million at 2.47% is $2,331. Looking down below, for 778,000, it's actually more interest.
There's probably more money in there at some point in the month.
Okay,
And
like significantly more.
right, I probably moved some out.
Okay, but yeah, I got it. It's account balances after all said and done. Okay.
It's, yeah, it's the average of the month, so it was high for
Okay.
most of that month.
So don't really, you're never gonna see apples to apples there. The interest is gonna be what it is.
It's when you draw it out.
And you ask questions, you get the answer, so, very good.
Any other questions? Dick?
Aye.
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 Motion carried 7-0. Resolution 1819193, approval of regular semi-monthly bills. So moved. Motion by Joe. Second. Second by Ron. Questions on the bills? Joe?
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried 7-0. Resolution 1819194, approval of per diem. Motion by Norm, second by Joe. Any changes?
I have one for 8 for canvassing. Needs to be added to mine.
It was last Monday.
The 8th.
Anything else? Norm?
Aye.
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 Aye. Aye. Motion carried 7-0. Committee meetings. Mr. Congdon, Personnel Committee, we had 2 meetings, but I think
We have the minutes in, for a packet here for April 2nd meeting, for the Personnel Committee, myself, Richard and John, met with the Employee Benefits Advisory Committee, and heard the discussion and participated in discussion with Susie Kaiser that presented a discussion of the proposed benefits. And we will be discussing the details of that employee benefit package later. And Scott will be presenting that as part of the resolution. And then the Personnel Committee also met last
Friday.
Friday, right, to discuss the layoff, preliminary layoff notices, and that will also be in the resolution later, tonight's actions.
Okay, thanks, Jim. Curriculum and Instruction Committee, Dave.
We met with the teachers, and in a nutshell, they presented a very good program that we should be adapting. And again, in a nutshell, what I liked about it is it's actually going to show our learners applicable math that they can use in their everyday life type of thing. And I believe Stacy is gonna talk more on the situation for the resolution coming up.
Yep, go,
Okay, so Stacy, why don't you?
Stacy.
I don't have anything on hand here. It's been a 2-year plus journey, I guess we could say. Starting in 2017, we started talking about math, talking about rigor, coherence, and the focus that's needed for the math instruction that's happening in the Mayville School District. At that point, we had a kindergarten teacher do a little bit of a pilot of a different program, very hands-on, full of things for the kids to manipulate and move around, and a real focus based on numbers, numeracy, and being flexible with the numbers. As we grow older, we can be flexible with the numbers, but to get our little learners to be flexible with the numbers right away at 5, 6 years old, it just helps to build that solid foundation. So then in 2018, we also had some more teachers do a little bit of a pilot of a program, the same program that our kindergarten teacher did in 2017. And also in the summer of 18, we had some staff development and professional development help us at the 6-12 side of it. We had, I'm totally blanking on her name.
Shelley Dawn from
Thank you.
Nation.
Shelley Dawn, we had her come in with the 6-12 teachers and do some PD with them and talking to them about more efficient ways to instruct and to have strategies that help out our students to be more critical thinkers when it comes to math. So our proposal last Tuesday was a math program that is K-5 called Bridges, and then a program that would literally bridge over to the 6-12, and that's called CPM, and in the 6-8 it's called Core Connections.
The other thing I could add to it too is, we were encouraged to go to a website out there called Ed Reports, which anybody in the world can do. You can go to Ed Reports and you can look at all the punching different curriculums as far as the content goes and get feedback from there. So we did that, and we did many different site visits too, getting to school districts in the state of Wisconsin that had recently adopted some of the options that we looked at. So it was narrowed down to Eureka Math and then the Bridges / CPM. CPM stands for College Preparatory Math. So after doing the research, working with the committee, one of the things we really wanted to stick to was a K-12 model. A K-12, we're all in this together. So when we look at providing professional development this summer through the school year, having opportunities to have some flexibility with staffing assignments and stuff, it was, hey, let's all get everybody on the same page as far as what's being adopted. So I think after looking at the different programs, looking at Ed Reports, going to the sites, figuring out who our friends are nearby too, who have done the adoption, we all came together to say, okay, this is what we want. So this is what we think is in the best interest of our students and our staff in Mayville. And we had many neighbors, which is great for us to start to collaborate with in the future. You know? So there's, in the minutes here, I have a budget, but there's an actual budget in the agenda itself, so we're going to skip and we're going to go here. So there's a resolution which says we approve the K-12 math adoption for 2019-20. There's a math adoption 2019, which is a PowerPoint presentation that was shared with the committee. And then we have some quotes, then CPM, and then price quotes. So it's not like you can go and get 3 competitive bids. We picked a model, we did the research, this is it. There's one resource to get the information. One of the things with College Preparatory Math, it's a nonprofit.
Correct.
Which was,
501c3.
right, so when we contract with them, we pay a price, and then there's some professional development that automatically comes along with that.
And the same for Bridges too.
Right.
That PD comes right with it too.
So I think we'll pull up, I think that's probably the most important one, and I thought I just hit it, and I took the wrong one. What does it mean to the Board of Education and to the budget for the school district? So we have we call it textbooks, it's really curriculum. So we have a curriculum budget that's allotted on an annual basis to help support, like, since I've been here, we adopted a new science program. That new science program costs more than this budget adoption does for math, which I find amazing. So I guess they have a lot of consumables and resources that went with that. So if you could speak to this then, Stacy, if you're comfortable doing that.
Sure. So on the far left of the document is the Bridges budget proposal. 38,000 would be for kindergarten through 5th grade. It involves a teacher and classroom materials of up to 32 students. Included in that is the 2 days of PD, which would be back-to-back consecutive days for classroom teachers. We also have an opportunity to hopefully offer it to beyond our classroom teachers, to our special ed teachers, and maybe even some of the paras down the road. And then there's the breakdown for each of the grade levels. The middle column is for middle school, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. That's the core connections, courses 1, 2, and 3. For that, it would be 16,000, and then the breakdown again, it'd be the same for each course 1, 2, and 3. At the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade level, they have the choice to have hard covered textbooks and also have what's called the ebook. So we kind of did a little a la carte, a little bit of both. We'll get 30 hard-covered books, which also includes the ebook, and then in addition to that is 50 of just the ebooks. So kids would have the opportunity to use the ebooks at school, the electronic version at school and at home, and then the hard-covered book would be used at school, or if there were kids that didn't have the internet access, then they can take the hardcover book home. Then there's a teacher bundle and manipulatives. Dave now knows what the word manipulatives means. Hands-on, little blocks, cubes, everything that would go along with it. And then the times it by 3 for each of the grade levels, 6th, 7th, and 8th. And then on the far right is in high school, it's going to be more of a rollout for them. And the CPM freshman students will be getting Algebra 1. And that is an $8,000 value for the teacher and student materials. And again, the breakdown is below there for the difference between the hardcover and the electronic versions. Lee, did you want to say anything more about CPM in high school?
And in terms of the materials, that is like worst case scenario cost. If we are able to, we're considering a different take on CPM, possibly creating a CPM only classroom physically, that would reduce the number of textbooks that we would have to purchase. So that number could come down.
But then the number for the ebooks would still probably go up or stay the same. That would go up a little bit. Yeah.
So you have an overall budget of $67,250. So the board, we approve something, we approve it, they're approving $67,250. So if it were to come back and be another 5,000, then that's not what they approved. So I would say as superintendent, I
wouldn't go over.
So, okay, then it can be, then it's good. One of the things, like, just as some information that I know was shared with me, if we look at how our students did in the pilot with Eureka, if we looked at their math scores compared to their peers, it wasn't like we were doing a treatment or anything, but we noticed a trend that
There
our
wasn't.
students were
And they
showing more
still
positive growth.
continue to show a positive growth among the other classmates.
Because as it turns out that the math workshop and Eureka Math and Bridges has a stronger alignment with the forward exam.
Exam and the iReady are universal tool.
So it's a major step that we believe in the right direction to align our resources with what we're being held accountable.
Just got a couple questions. Do we keep track of the quantitative data for the pilot program and compare?
Sure, they have it.
They have it?
Mhm.
Okay, I was just curious.
Yep.
They just had it, and you know, I'm not a big fan of curriculum committees, but did we take a look, I've just read some stuff, and I'm saying you guys would have to do the research, that supposedly kids are doing much better with textbooks. I don't know if that's correct or not. But it was just research that I've read, and I don't know how that would fit in this stuff.
Well, we're gonna have the textbooks in the classroom.
Sure.
Okay, so, and what happens in the classroom, CPM includes some group work where they're working together, so the four of us would be a team, we'd be working together. So there's direct instruction by the teacher, some group work, some one-on-one work, it's the game that happens. So that's interesting, that hasn't made it to me.
Yeah, I'll
So,
try
yeah.
to re-find it with some of the research
Sure.
I've done in the past on some of the
Mhm.
stuff I was reading. I'll get that out to you as soon as I
The-
find it again.
As a parent of children that use CPM, I'm very comfortable with the ebooks that they have and how well they can navigate them. Like, I talked to my kids, both of them said, this is good stuff. So they were everyday math prior to that, and the online resources were different. So they really appreciate what this is. I like it as a dad. Like, to me, the language is good stuff. Because I can remember back to like 7 years ago when my oldest started to be in math class, and my wife looked at me and said, I have no idea what this is saying, right? So the math language. So I think that, to me, this is pretty parent-friendly. It comes with a lot of parent resources as well. And when we roll this out, it's going to just be, hey, this is what we're doing. It's not going to be this big event. Because I think it's good stuff for the
I
kids.
hope we can also use tutoring to support it, because I know even some of the math, and
We're gonna
I'm
talk
pretty
about
good
that.
at math, but some of the stuff that I'm seeing is material, and I'm like,
Mhm.
I'm just wanting to go to the answer.
Sure.
So, and there's a lot of this step process that a lot of parents that I hear are having struggles with, so I hope we implement
We're starting to make,
tutoring with the actual program
we're
itself.
starting to make some progress there. So we'll talk more about that in the upcoming board meetings, but
Outstanding.
definitely.
Is that 3 different companies, the bridges and or
Just two companies.
Two, but there's a core, they literally market themselves as a partnership.
Okay.
And I had asked when we had our committee meeting about bringing this down to the Lutheran schools, the Catholics and all that, would it be possible to get them involved? You said one of them is.
Becky had made a comment that there was one connection being made.
Yep.
Okay,
There's Reset St.
because I think that'd be a
Mary's.
perfect program, for the parochial schools and all that, so, to get them in. And they're all gonna be in Mayville High School, or just about all of them, so. Okay, but they can work on it. So.
Okay, we have resolution 1819197, approval purchase of the K-12 math curriculum as presented. Motion by Moore,
Second.
second by Joel.
Is there anything more that's going to be added to this?
Okay, in 2021, we'll be rolling out more high school courses. That's the thing, so it's a progression. And there's an ant over there.
Any questions for Stacy?
We have 100% support of all principals in this as well.
Oh, yeah. I would say that there was some dialogue about making sure that it's a K-12, we're all in this together, and that high school locked in, elementary locked in, and there was more dialogue with the 6-8, and we ended up being everybody all on the same page. So, yes.
Nor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Aye, motion carried, 7-0. Thank you, Stacy. Okay, let's move back up to administrator report.
I have one on the, okay. It's some big stuff happening up at the high school. If you have a chance, I definitely recommend head up there and just to check out the facility improvements. So for a long time, they've been working on the hallways when you first walk in, and now ceilings are coming in. Hallway, the outside of the Performing Arts Center is finally wrapping up. They're making some great progress. So yes, it's a job site, but it definitely has a different vibe in that front area. The auditorium, they're in putting it back together mode. Most of the drywall work is complete. They're installing the HVAC, some of the new lighting. that's a long process, but the good news is as far as the surprises go, like the contingency